All right, now we've got to move on to that special guest we've been promising to bring you, and that's, of course, Priyanka Chopra, who joins us live right now on the program. Hi, Priyanka. It's good to talk to you after quite a nice long gap, and you've been busy, of course, with a whole lot of your new movies. But I'm where all the action is at the Auto Expo. You're not going to be able to make it down to Delhi this time for the Expo.
Well, I wish I could have, Siddharth, but it's been a really crazy time for me right now, and I heard there's a lot of excitement down at the Auto Expo this time with all the new cars and new technology and especially everything electric right now. How's that been going?
Well, that's exactly the part we thought we'll get you excited about as well, because, you know, as someone who is with NDTV, you know, on the Greenathon, you are our Greenathon ambassador as well. The fact that, you know, there's so many real-world applications of green technologies that are going to be available to Indian buyers for the first time, that's exciting, isn't it?
I think that is absolutely fantastic, because so far whenever we hear about anything electric, it always seems like something out of a sci-fi film and not reachable and not real. But it's fantastic that we can actually have something which is affordable, yet it's real and usable on the streets of India, which I think is something very, very exciting, and people should definitely go and explore the idea of doing this.
Tell me something, when you know, now that you've gotten so involved with this initiative, not just with NDTV, but in general, how do you address it? I mean, when you're on the road, and I know you're on the road a lot because, you know, your schedule is pretty tight, how do you try and, do you try and cut back the use of your own car? How do you try and use a car along with someone else?
Okay, yes, there is a lot of traveling that I do as an actor, and, you know, there are some things that are unavoidable, which is flying from one place to the other. It is very difficult not to, but most of the time this is something that I very consciously do, is when we travel around Mumbai. I mean, there are a lot of cars that actually go, me and my co-actors, we usually try and get together in one car and drive actually one car rather than actually taking two cars. So it's really the little things that you can do. Of course, there's a lot that is unavoidable, but it's the little steps that each one of us does need to make, and that's what will make the big difference.
All right, I know that this is perhaps not politically green enough, but let me just still ask you. I know, of course, last time we had met, you had told me about how you're so fond of your white Mercedes. Is there any other new car that you might be sort of eyeing now? No,
recession happened. What to do?
Oh, come on. You've been getting one hit movie after the other.
I think I would be eyeing one of the electric cars this time. I think it'll be definitely the new in car to have.
Well, we've seen a launch here from Toyota. The Prius was launched this morning as well. And, you know, we're going to start to see a lot more happening on the hybrid side too. Before I move on and ask you a quick question about your movies as well, give a sense to our viewers as to, you know, how we can actually promote people to go in for these cars, even though they are a little bit more expensive.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with being conscious of the environment. Yes, of course, it'll be hard sell, considering that they are a lot more expensive and considering that it would mean a change in lifestyle. But it is definitely something that would come from realizing that it is something that we need and it is something that we want to do. It's definitely on my shopping agenda for the year, though.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that, and perhaps we can get you to test drive one of those with us. But, you know, in your movies, we've seen you on some very space-age looking stuff in 2050. We've also seen you on that bike in Dawn. Anything exciting that's coming up as far as Wheels are concerned?
As far as Wheels are concerned, yes, actually Dawn too. And that would be highly exciting. There will be a lot of action which will require some very stellar, sexy wheels, and that'll be something to look forward to next year for sure for me.
And we saw you on that scooty in Kamine as well. I heard about how you ran into some people with that. You want to share that anecdote with us?
I didn't. I'm actually fantastic on my Hero Honda Pleasure. I can drive it anywhere through anything. But that fateful day, I had Shahid Kapoor sitting at the back with me, and it had rained at night, and there was this big puddle, and I kind of slipped on it and fell very, very badly. And since then, I've never heard the end of it from my entire cast and crew. So I feel terrible about it. I think I just need to do a lot more commercials and drive in really hard terrain to make sure people believe that I can drive the Pleasure really well.
Tuba.com,